Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another movie theory video. This is going to be for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the 1971 movie and the 2005 movie, as well as the book series for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And basically, this is going to be a video discussing whether or not Willy Wonka is a child killer slash cannibal. So yeah, there's a lot of evidence supporting both of these ideas that he is possibly a child killer, and to go even further, that he may be using the children he kills in his recipe for his chocolate, and thus making him a cannibal since he eats the food. So yeah, first off, I do want to point out that we're gonna go with the Oompa Loompas. It's a detail, but it's not that it's a minor detail, but it is pretty notable to point out, and that is that the Oompa Loompas are African. And apparently they in Africa, and supposedly in Africa, or back then, I don't know if it still is now, but back then cannibalism wasn't all that rare. In fact, many people and many tribes and whole cities apparently used to do this back way back. Um, so they say that the Oompa Loompas are from Africa, and thus they have known to be cannibals due to their past. Also, it does state that they are known for being very joyous, singing and dancing, even after one of the kids die. So yeah, they say that they always seem to have a song ready for the incident. That they have a song ready and a dance ready for when the children dies, and they're extremely happy about it. And um, basically that's a small detail for the Oompa Loompas. Now, now on to the rest of the theory. Basically, also I'm going to leave a link down below for those who want to check out where I'm getting this from. Basically, it says that Willy Wonka is just very messed up with his morality, and that um he basically started the chocolate factory. He had many jealous competitors of other chocolate factories or other chocolate making businesses who were jealous and wanted his formula for the chocolate. He denied them, fired all of his employees, and then closed the factory for 5 years until it reopened, and he sent out golden tickets to a bunch of other children 5 years later. And that's when they say that the Willy Wonka incident starts. Ah, shit. Let me pick that up. I'm gonna put that down aside for now. Okay. So yeah, they say once they get the kids get the golden tickets, all hell breaks loose. Basically it says that it starts off with Augustus Gloop. Basically he's very glutinous or whatever. He likes to eat a lot. And when he's in the chocolate room, he falls into this chocolate river, and he gets sucked into this very large pipe where he suffocates slash drowns under chocolate. Um, Basically they say that why would there be a pipe down there big enough to fit a kid or a human being as it is alone? Many people have tried to counter this by saying that it just transports the chocolate and any other liquids within the chocolate to and from one section of the factory to another. And even though that is likely true, it still doesn't make that much sense as to why it would be that big. Because really the size is the one thing that everybody's wondering about as to why it is that big. And they also say they have a similar incident in the nut room, where you have this character called Veruca who wants this squirrel, who wants it as a pet. And basically what happens, she's on this scale, which is like a trap door, and basically Willy Wonka, having had enough of her, basically kills her. She falls to her death, and she is supposedly used in the formula. Um, so yeah, she's supposedly used in the chocolate formula. Supposedly that was supposed to be where they chop off the nuts, like nuts, not like nuts, like nuts, like food nuts. Okay. Um. So yeah, basically she was supposed to be turned into powder, and she is now part of the chocolate formula. So also, Willy Wonka replies that she is a bad nut, and when I believe it was the father or a male, a man said it. He says, "Where did she go?" And he says, "To the garbage chute or something, down the garbage where all bad eggs go." So you can tell he really doesn't like children that much, and there was something malicious as to when he said that phrase. Also, you have the inventing room in the factory, and you have one of the characters, what was her name? Or yeah, they have this one character, and Violet. They have this one character called Violet, and she's turned into a giant blueberry. She goes into the inventing room where they show off the three-course diner gum or dinner chewing gum, and basically it says that she was turned into a blueberry, a giant blueberry, which I know what they mean because I've seen the movie. Not recently though. Last time I saw it was probably like 5 years ago. But besides the point, sorry. They say that she turns into this large, giant blueberry, and the Oompa Loompas, they take her to the juicing room to turn her back to normal. But apparently, they're just juicing her because according to the formula, they need natural flavor. And the gum basically gives natural flavor to whoever takes it, and that, gives an endless supply of natural flavor. So basically, he feeds the children these candies. They turn into a giant fruit because it says here they could turn into anything, blueberries, raspberries, whatever. And they juice them, and then they die, and they just need the natural flavor from the person. Yeah. So that happens too. Also, they say that um, they also do point out that on the boat, right after Augustus dies, there's the exact number of seats they need for each person. There's no extra seats for anyone. They have the exact number of seats. Also, they said that in the car, in the garage, the cream screen car with 4 seats. They also point out that also has the exact number of seats they need for each person. Willy Wonka and the 3 other kids or people, I forget what they were. Um, so yeah, and also to point out from the book, this is from the book, okay? Basically in the book, there was a character called Miranda Piker. She was supposed to be killed right around chapter 6. Um, I don't know how many chapters there are in the whole book. I haven't read it, but she was supposed to be called chapter 6. They wrote her out of the book for, I don't know why. She just wasn't in the book. I don't think it says here she wasn't in the book. She was omitted in the chapter, but I don't know if she's actually in the book or whatever. I don't think she's in the movie though, but whatever. Basically, you have this room called this machine called a spotty powder mixer, and basically it chops anything to death. So powder, whatever. The screen basically says that Miranda falls, and her screams turn into laughter, and she survives. And basically it says, why would a mixer which seems to be easily traversed and below a large area be necessary? And basically it goes on that says her mom, Miss Piker's, called Willy Wonka and murders. She says, I know your tricks. You're grinding them into powder. In 2 minutes, my darling Miranda will be coming out one of those dreadful pipes. And basically Willy Wonka straight out says, of course, that's part of the recipe. Basically straight up saying that Miranda is part of the recipe. Now, it could also mean that the powder, the things they put in the machine, is part of the recipe, and that Miranda wasn't meant to be there. That could be a counter argument that I have seen, but it is pretty notable that this is from the book, the original source material. So that does bring up a question: was Willy Wonka originally meant to be a cannibal slash child killer? So at the end, I'm gonna have to say yes, he was possibly a child killer. Looking at all the facts, the exact same number of seats for both the boat and the car, the Oompa Loompas backstory, and all the tricks that Willy Wonka seems to have up his sleeve when it comes to children. And also, I forgot to mention that I believe it was in the 2005 movie. Charlie, I believe it was, talks to this man outside the factory, and he says that nobody gets out of there alive. This man said it. And no, not I don't think anybody got out of that place alive. So that's another thing to point out. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. At the end, I do think that Willy Wonka is a child killer and possibly a cannibal. Child killer, yes. Cannibal, very likely. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie theories, movie reviews, comic book reviews, and TV show reviews. So definitely do stay tuned for that. Besides that, comment down below on your thoughts on Willy Wonka. Do you think it's a child killer slash cannibal? What are your thoughts? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Besides that, like this video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. That's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.